Hello everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's still at work, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Welcome or welcome back. Happy Tuesday. So I'm out of work a little early today, and I'm looking around YouTube, and lo and behold, I thought there was reason for a surprise coffee talk. Now, it takes something special to kick off a surprise coffee talk. And what I came across was our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, has started a weight loss challenge for 2020. This came out, as I looked, I guess late last night. So, I'm trying to be positive in the new year. That is the goal. I'm going to try to identify rather than compare. Look for the similarities instead of the differences. So, everybody knows who follows Chantal, and Chantal will tell you as much, that she flip-flops on content. But this is a little bit more than content. This is her addressing her health. And she flip-flops on that and has turned that into content. So she addresses a couple of these things in this video, and she doesn't really go all over the place. But suffice it to say, she acknowledges in a community post that went up within today that she has a cycle all her own. She's railed against it, talked to other people about it, and said, no, it doesn't exist. And she acknowledges she's in the gung-ho phase of her cycle, where she gets into the diet, and she gets all excited, and then she crashes and burns, and becomes kind of belligerent, and it's I'll show you, I'll do mukbangs, and then the crash, and then, vaguely that's the cycle. But, it goes on a loop. And this is apparently the gung-ho part, or the beginning of it. But she decides, I think she doesn't want to make it part of the cycle. She wants to actually have this 365 days be the time it sticks. So for this video, she's, very plain. I think she thinks she looks a mess. She looks fine. She's in the polka dot shirt, which, man, I know it's hard to buy clothes when you're big folks, and it's hard to find. I've been fat, and I always had to wear those fat man jeans with the really light denim, and they're hemmed, so everything looks like bell bottoms. So I can appreciate it's hard to find big clothes, and you have like a few favorites that you wear over and over because they look good and you feel like you look good in them. So I'm not hating on the polka dot shirt, but we do see it a lot. But I'm not hating on it. Okay. Because I wear this one. You could probably find 18 videos where I'm wearing this one. So it's okay. So the intentions for her channel for 2020, a 365-day journey to health that she said she's been working on since she was gone from her last Costco haul, where she walked and didn't take a cart. Though somebody put in my ear they don't even have Jazzies with the carts to use at Costco. I'm not sure that's 100% true, but if it is, I don't know. So at any rate, she acknowledges she needs to earn trust back from her subscribers, from haters are probably going to hate anyway, because she's flip-flopped so many times, because she'll make a video like this and could very easily be sitting in the car eating Arby's tomorrow. So, consistency, things like that. She wants to build some trust back. And consistency, saying what you mean and doing what you say, all that kind of stuff, will do that, I think. There's been other folks who've been dishonest with their viewers about what they're doing in regards to weight loss, and after then coming clean and then trying to rebuild trust again with things like daily weigh-ins, food logs, just appearing on camera and looking visibly smaller. Things like that will let people know that you're taking it seriously. So she acknowledges that she's no saint in this, and she understands people aren't going to trust her exactly. I can appreciate that, because I was a very heavy drinker. There weren't as many complications for my obesity as there were my reservoir of vodka that I would, put down every night. But when you try to get your life together over and over and over, I mean, people get sick of hearing about it, and people get sick of lip service. They say, show me, don't tell me, show me. So, and you do have to earn people's trust back with that. And you do it a little bit every day, one after another. So she can do that with her weight, too. She's able to do it. Is she going to do it? We'll see. She guarantees no unhealthy mukbangs. 365 days, no unhealthy mukbangs. That is ambitious. I will come on here and personally congratulate her. if she makes 365 days. Hell, if she makes it 180, I'll do it. So, she says it's, a self-challenge, but there's no shortage of people. Big ladies going on weight loss challenges. Mark and I are recommitting to it. I'm on day 5 of 1,500 calories. So, I mean, it's a lot of us are schmucks. It's okay. It's not a big deal. She said there's a few reasons she wants to address it now. Her health, for her, is horrible. Her blood sugar, she checks, it's creeping up. She does do a weigh-in. Now, this is where I get a little confused. The last weigh-in I saw was, I believe, 368 pounds. It was in the 360s, if I remember. And she had said nothing about her weight since then, but that she was handling it in her own way, and she didn't want to talk about it on camera. She said she lost weight after the hysterectomy. I believe that as well. But the live weigh-in here had her at 389 pounds, if I wrote that down. Oh, she said she was once 389. She's 386 in this weigh-in. So, so she gained, almost 20 pounds then. Now, if that was lower than what she was pre-hysterectomy, she could have been hovering in the 400s. I'm not good at guessing weights. I know Chantal is relatively short. She's about 5'2", I think. And I can't gauge for her height for this. I thought she looked thinner in the last video than I had seen her for a while, and apparently, per her words, she's at least 20 pounds heavier, if not more. So I'm not a good judge of that exactly, but I don't know. I mean, she looks bigger than 2 years ago if you look at her older videos. One auto-played right after this video into the next one, and it was like some taco bowl hangover mukbang. She looks so different. She looks so much younger. I mean, she was still in her 30s. She just looks so different. So that was number 1. Her health was bad. 2, she wants to fit back into society. She addresses thin privilege once again, kind of re-explains it, and it makes that much more sense. Basically saying that heavy people have to deal with things that thin people don't, like fitting in a booth in a restaurant. Of course, it has to do with food. But getting on, rides at theme parks, things like that. Things that we thin people, I don't think of myself as thin. I've been fat for so long, you always have a fat spirit. But people, take for granted that when you're small, that happens. Now, is that thin privilege or a consequence of obesity? Is it both? I'm not a sociologist. I'll let you guys sort that out. She wants to be able to go to the mall and not huff and puff. That's a good goal, fitness. So there's that. The third reason, she wants to do it for the audience, for her family, and for her grandmother. She says she has more health problems than her grandmother. I used to kind of relate. I felt a little bad. My step-grandmother, who passed away last year, 2019, in April, was 93. I was and am on more medication than she was when she was alive after a stroke, just to manage my mental health. So I feel for the situation of I'm less healthy than someone who's already lived probably most of their life. Yeah, that does kind of jab in the heart a little bit. But, it's possible she can reverse many of these conditions by losing weight, which she's planning to do. So there is something reversible to that. She said that her grandmother's worried about her being okay after grandma passes away. Is Chantal going to be okay? That's endearing. I think that's nice. And Chantal can give her that. That's a gift. That would be a better gift than anything you can get on Amazon, to be able to give to someone peace of mind on their way out. So that would be something nice that she could do. She wants to do it for her audience to inspire people. Let's just work on us first. I believe that I believe in second, third, fourth, fifth, 10,000th chances, because pretty much there was no reason to believe I was going to get better. I was pretty much like guzzling Listerine in a Burger King bathroom, so it didn't look like I was going to get sober at any point. I had been in and out of jail and psych wards and all this stuff. So in her own way with food addiction, she's had her own hurdles and setbacks and chronic. If you want to say she's a food addict, we'll call them relapses, where she's good for a few days and then falls off. If you want to call her having binge eating disorder, then she falls back into that over and over again. If you think she's just a glutton, then she can't control herself for more than 2-3 days at a time. The reasons she's fat aren't as important as the fact that she is, and she's got to do something about it. I interchange fat with obese. Fat's not meant to be derogatory. If it is, I apologize. But in my head, it's not, so I'm not meaning to insult. And she said she wants to make the 30 years of being obese mean something. That can mean something to people. Chantal, Amber Lynn, so many of these women would be so inspiring after losing the weight, or even in the middle of losing the weight, because I can imagine being very discouraged if I had, over 200 pounds to lose. That's a lot. I lost about 90. And, I'm not a big fan of 12-step, sayings and quotes and platitudes, but, I didn't have 90 pounds to lose. I just had to lose one, and then another one. And really with eating, for me, it's not so much, like with drinking, I'm kind of set to the fact I can't drink again. Like, I really just can't. I'm settled into it. I'm ground into it. And if I do choose to, I have to deal with whatever consequences come with that. Which the kind of consequences that happen to people who can't stop drinking when they start. So Chantal has it a little bit different. If she comes out the other side of the obesity, like I said, again, she could be inspiring and could make use of that 30 years of experience to someone who's just getting started on their journey. She wants to make use of the time that she, not wasted, but the time that she was sick. I get to do that now because I've been doing okay. I haven't had a drink in years. I haven't been in a hospital in years. Though I'd go tomorrow if I thought I needed the mental health help. So once you get further away from your illness or your addiction or your vice or whatever, you can start to be a signpost for people. Hey, I understand where you're at. This is what I did. Maybe it'll help you, maybe not. Here's the potholes I stepped in. Here's where I failed. But you got to get out of it first. You got to get some distance between you and it first. So, I appreciate where she's coming from, and that could be a byproduct of her taking care of herself. And there's an issue of accountability when there's 1,000 people watching. You feel some pressure. But she talked about, in this video, pressure being the kind of thing that makes her anxious and then want to run away and quit. So bringing that on, doing your weight loss publicly, you're inviting it. So whatever amount of pressure you get and whatever that does to you, you're bringing that into your weight loss journey. She's putting that onto herself. So just a cautionary thing. Mark and I are doing ours. Mark has a bit more weight that he wants to lose than I do. I'm trying to get back to goal, and he has put on some weight from being sick that he wants to really take off. So, our methods are different. I had done keto for a brief period last year. Mark does low fat, low calorie. Right now I'm doing calorie restriction. With a decent amount of whole food. So people go about things differently. And Chantal addresses that too, because she gets to, well, what is she going to do this time? Now, she was seeing a doctor at an eating disorder clinic. And then she was kind of describing it differently, and then everything was went off the radar, didn't talk anymore. He was prescribing her some prescription medications to help manage her appetite, but she didn't like the way it was making her feel, and she got some emergency psych help and got off of the meds. Meds have side effects, so even if it was making her a skinny legend, if it was giving her heart palpitations, it's probably not worth the trade-off. So I can understand why she would have wanted to come off of it if she was having bad side effects. I'm a big proponent of patient advocacy. It's a relationship between you and your doctor. If you still want to take medication as a way to help your weight loss, fine. Vyvanse doesn't work. What else can we try? The doctor doesn't want her to be on any diet that restricts any macronutrients. So she wanted to do keto and got gung-ho and bought a bunch of keto shit. Then she goes to the doctor, and the doctor says no. Doctor says nothing restrictive. You need balance. You need a healthy carb, protein, fruits, vegetables, and then after that you need a serving of fat. And she said to eat every few hours. I've been to a half dozen nutritionists to deal with my own eating issues. I don't recall being told to eat that often unless there's snacks in the middle. But she's dealing with what's been diagnosed as binge eating disorder. My eating disorder was different. So that might be the prescription for her. But directions that come from an eating disorder specialist, whether it's a nutritionist or nurse practitioner or PA, whoever, those instructions are given to a person with an eating disorder the same way a prescription is written for another person for physical therapy or for a medication that you should take. If the doctor writes you a script and says, take this pill in this amount 3 times a day, and you will see the results of the medication working and you will get better. Same thing if they say, you will eat this many calories at each sitting 3 times a day. And if you do this consistently for 30 days, you will lose X amount of pounds based on your activity level and your age and your gender and your weight. They can make some of those predictions. The variable is the compliance of the person who's been prescribed the meal plan. So it's all just theoretical. It all sounds good on paper. Man, if I stick to this, I'll lose 20 pounds this month. But then on day 2, they have Twinkies in the vending machine. Like, something comes up. Life comes up. Cravings come up. None of us are made of stone. When we live in the Western world where junk is everywhere, and it's delicious to many of us. So, it does get hard. But if we're deciding to take direction, and we're taking our direction from this person or that person, and choose carefully where you're taking your cues from, gotta follow what they say. We can't make our own plans up either. So she feels the need to apologize excessively for not doing keto. And I did keto for about 2 weeks solid. No, it was 2 weeks solid. Then I skipped a day. And I did it for another week. And then it stopped. I did a 14-day keto challenge. And it was a challenge because I was very ill day 2 and half of day 3. I don't know if it was keto flu. I was just eating a lot of fat. And I got used to the bechamel sauce and, oh my God, the meatloaf drowned in gravy and all the other stuff that I could eat. But then when I got, and my sweet cravings dropped, like everything they said was true, but I have a history with food issues, and restrictive diets are not a good idea for me either. I just thought, well, it's curing everyone else of everything, and everyone on keto seems very happy. And I had a very bad attitude about keto, so I thought rather than be a dick about it, let me try it and give it what seemed like a relatively fair shake, but not a lifelong commitment. When I came off of it, I was still digging the keto foods. I had never had heavy cream in the house or put it in my coffee. Then it was in the house. I never ate a lot of red meat, like ever. All of a sudden now I've got pounds of ground beef in the house and a roast beef, and I have pork chops and chicken and all this other stuff I normally don't have. So now I go off keto, but I'm not throwing the food out. I'm still putting cream in my coffee. I'm still making creamy chicken Alfredo with broccoli. I'm just having it with pasta now. I regained all that keto weight so damn fast, and not just the fluid. I regained all that weight really, really quickly. So the flip-flopping with that really didn't help. Really didn't help. Which is why I've gone back to just the 1,500 calorie, reduced calorie diet that I was doing, and then having a cheat day once a week of maybe 2,000 calories, something like that. That's what had worked for me before, so it's what I'm doing to take the holiday weight off. Mark's a good cook. Mark's a good pastry chef. We eat well on the holidays, so. She's aware, she says, of how it looks, going from mukbangs to dieting and mukbangs to dieting. But is she really? Is she really aware of how it looks? I'm concerned that she's not. But it's her channel. I have often thought, is the premise of her channel what her channel is going to be about? Like, is the switching constantly the point of the channel? Is that the Sturm and Drag? Is that what gets, the views? To some degree, yes, I watched, but for this, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt that it's not that calculated. And that she is just saying, yeah, I know I flip-flop, so please just give me another chance. She wants to lose about 2 pounds a week. That's a reasonable goal for people with not as much weight to lose. Someone her size could probably drop 10 pounds the first week between water weight and waist and everything, bloat and whatnot. 2 pounds a week is good. That's about, I think I lost 6 pounds a month when I was losing my weight. It wasn't going off quickly, but a loss is a loss is a loss. There's no such thing. If she loses half a pound a week, but she can do it for 6 months, I'd clap. Because she'd still be doing it. You know, like, it's not a, like, the commitment is the thing, I think. It's the commitment is the thing. And the results, however big or small, if it's done over a long period of, even if she loses half a pound a week, but she keeps it up, she'll hit goal eventually. Could take a few years, but she'd get there. And she does acknowledge that she needs therapy and mental health assessment, but she'll talk about that in another video. Oh yes, the mental health assessment I think would be very helpful. And no shade, no shade. Any mental health professional that Chantal sees should be made aware that she has a YouTube channel that, up until today, she would sit there and eat large quantities of fast food on camera. And she does that as a job. So if they ask if she's employed and they ask what she does, I think, you know, secrets don't help you get better. So putting that out there, you know, to the people that are going to help her get in touch with her emotions and her thoughts and her behaviors, leaving out that large chunk that your employment for a period of years was based around the amount of food you eat, and then sell footage of that, pretty much. That shouldn't be left out. That's not a detail. Okay, that's not like a little thing. That should be included in part of it. And I don't think it's a bad thing to include that in it. That paints the whole picture, you know, and the odds of getting better, I think, go up, including that. So that's my very opinionated take on Chantal's day one of her new 365-day weight loss challenge. Again, in the spirit of trying to be more positive in the new year for myself, I do hope that she does well. I don't wish her bad. And like I said, I believe in like 10,000 chances. One of these days, if she's going to change, one of these days will be the day. You know, one of these day ones will be the real day one that change starts happening, if she is going to. Unless I'm willing to cash out and say she's never going to change. You know, if every time she puts off changing, it could be shortening her life. You know, and I don't even want to say could. You know, 400, you don't see a lot of, like, very old 400-pound people. There's just not that many walking around. So, one of these days could be day one. One of these weeks could be week one. Are my hopes high? She flip-flops. I mean, she could put out an Arby's video tonight and make a total, you know, moron out of me. But I'm not putting a whole lot of faith in her. What I'm saying is it's possible. It's possible for her. I don't think it's impossible for her to do this. I think it's uphill. I don't think she'll have a lot of support because she's burned a lot of bridges with people that used to trust her. She's going to have to dig. She's going to have to dig deep to try to pull this off. So I wish her the best. She got a coffee talk in the middle of the week. I thought this was newsworthy. And again, I wish her the best. Hang in there, Chantal. Hang in there. And if you start eating fast food before the end of the week, so help me God, wait till Saturday. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the like button. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and contact info is all listed below. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch up with y'all tomorrow. Bye.